sit. Treat me like one of your French girls. Ow. Is this it? I am in a fantastic mood. If you're wondering why, my outfit might give it away. It is beautiful out. So today we're going to be moving on to getting the flooring in and starting the framing. I already finished up all the planning for the framing last night, which we'll talk about in a second here. But let's get the floorboards on, get my nail gun out, and actually start like having something that looks relatively like a shed. My battery died! Gosh dang it! Let's try this again. Oh, it's binding. I literally have like this piece of plywood sitting on an upside down bucket to support it. So it's starting to bind here because the wood is like pinching because it's starting to cave. So we're gonna go from the other side. See, the thought process was there. Like, this is stable with that bucket. But because the bucket's a little bit higher than this side, as I cut, it started to the wood started to bind and kind of pinch together so the blade couldn't get through. So one downside of circular saws. Don't love it because you need like perfect support all the way across, and I am someone that does not have that type of table surface. Now, if you're wondering why I just cut a piece of plywood in half, it's because if I were to lay all the sheets end to end perfectly across, because it does make a perfect grid, the math is mathing, well then my seam for my flooring would line up along the seam of where I joined the framing together. And that is just a recipe for disaster. Sheathing for both walls and flooring kind of gives it the structure and security you need for a solid build. Same reason your dresser in your bedroom has a backing to it. If you took off that backing, the whole dresser would start going woo woo woo. So it's the same concept here. The sheathing is kind of what cements everything together. So I'm going to put one sheet across the middle to secure that seam, and then these two are going to go on the ends so that this middle strip is staggered in comparison to the two outer strips. So apparently when I built my old flooring for my old shed, I didn't understand the concept of 16-inch studs, because I literally just like didn't put this stud straight, and I'd have to remove all of this to access the two screws to move this stud in. So instead of going this way with it, I'm going to flip all the boards and go up and down so that this flooring, this sheathing is solid, because I can't just have a floor that can like dip in, you know what I mean? Like this, the edges of the boards need to be on studs. So I'm just going to rotate everything, which means I'll have to rip a sheet of plywood this way instead of this way. So I kind of just wasted my time, but like, it is what it is. Oh boy! Alright, so I want to show you a fun little tricky trick. So for some reason, the top of this stud isn't like sitting flush in, like I can push on it a little bit. And so I tried putting a screw in, it still wasn't like locking in, not totally sure why. So I took a screw, I screwed into the end grain of the plywood, which obviously you don't really want to do, but it's just temporary. So I'm going to take my hammer, here's my screw, put my hammer underneath, and now I have a leverage point. Do you see how I can like push that piece in, that bar in flush? And then I can take my nail gun on both sides, and now this bar is sitting flush, fully, completely locked in, and I can remove my little stud. Easy as it. We did it, guys. I don't know how they sit. Keep nails. Ow.